All right. Really, the only injury is a sickness, and that's Brashard Smith, so he won't practice today. Everybody else will practice. As far as the Josh Simmons situation goes, I'm not going to comment on it today. Veach is handling everything there, and we'll leave it at that. And then as far as the Raiders go, they've got a good football team. They're very well coached. Pete, we know, has done this once or twice, so he's a heck of a football coach. And between Patrick, Chip, and Tom, they've got great coordinators there. And every week they've gotten better and more familiar with their systems there. So we've got to make sure we play a good, solid game and also have a great week of preparation. But we also love having them come in here to GH Field, Arrowhead Stadium. We understand the rivalry, and our fans really understand the rivalry, and they get after it. But our players understand that too. And so it has a little bit of that college atmosphere to it, where you have a team that you've had a rivalry with for many years, and you feel privileged to be a part of that. So anyway, with that time, George.
Understanding you're going to hold back on details. Josh isn't practicing, but
yeah, I'm just going to let it go here. Yeah, we'll go here.
Just to complete that, no timeline. I know that I got comment, but there's no timeline whatsoever. Okay.
Coach, Jeremy Fowler reported earlier that there's not going to be any plans for ramping up Rashee Rice. You're going to give him as much as he possibly can. Can you confirm anything about that, or is there some sort of plan for getting him steadily back into the offense?
Well, he's going to play. I mean, how many snaps he gets? Ask Jeremy, he'll tell you.
Coach, I know you've had Rashee back for a few weeks here. Does it feel even different with his energy this week, knowing that he's going to be on the practice field today and all that stuff? I mean, he's got to be really fired up.
Yeah, listen, I think he's excited to be back in and going. I think getting through practices here will be good for him to kind of get back into the swing of things. And we'll see how everything goes from there. But he's been working hard. He's in good shape.
What stood out about Jalen's day and just the way I guess he handled, obviously he signed here, I assume, to potentially become a starter, just handle
sure.
it or not that.
Yeah, and he's handled that part well. I mean, listen, he's a competitive kid, and he did come here to step in, and you never know about drafts and that. So, but he's always ready, and he practices a third of the practice because Andy rotates him in there. So I thought he did a nice job the other night. Played well, and we have a lot of trust in him. Most of all, the guys around him have trust in him. So that's the most important thing. Yeah.
Patrick and Max Crosby have had this kind of friendly, intense rivalry. I guess just what kind of challenge is it each time you go up against him?
Yeah, Max is a heck of a competitor, and he's 100 miles an hour every play. I'm sure he's that way in practice. He goes and goes, and and he and Patrick, I think they're friends actually, and they compete against each other, and that's the beauty of the sport. You have an opportunity to do that, so he'll be there for sure.
Coach, whether you look at the metrics or the eye test, it would tell you that this offensive line seems to be gelling and playing really well together as a group. Has it surprised you how quickly it seems like this group kind of gelled together?
Yeah, I thought just snaps were important, game snaps. I mean, when you can work it in training camp, you can do all that. It's important for that, but that just builds a foundation. But you got to get in and you got to play. You got to see the different looks, and that's helped these guys. So, yeah. Communication.
I mean, we
Which
talked
Reid
about.
does a great job. Reid is a transmitter there, so he's gotta get the right side and the left side coordinated. He does a great job of that.
And we've talked about the players being excited and Reid being excited. How excited are you to be able to maybe put some things into the offense that are just designed around Rice specifically?
Yeah, it's great to have him back, but he's fresh here, so we'll see how he does. He's a good football player, and as a coach, I always welcome that for sure. We just want to get him back in the swing here, so see how he does.
Coach, it seems like every game there's a different guy that produces for you. You have Hollywood and you have Taekwondo in one game. How refreshing is it for you to understand like these guys don't have egos and they go out and cheer for each other?
Well, in particular at that position, because there's so many of them.
Right.
So there's one ball, and somebody isn't going to get it every. Four of them aren't going to get it every snap. So they've got to check that ego at the door, and I appreciate that. And then when they do get opportunities, I appreciate the way they handle that too. They're good football players. Hollywood did have a really good game, and he's made a couple of the last 2 weeks or so. He's made some catches that are really incredible catches. So, tough kid too. He's not very big.
Yeah.
He's tougher than shoe leather there.
Those guys, I guess, are using the phrase, everybody's gotta eat. You heard that one going around, and that's kind of their mantra. Everybody's gotta eat in the wide receiver room in the offense.
Yeah, they don't worry about that with me.
What characteristics are there with these teams? You've competed with him over the years. What does he bring to the Raiders?
Yeah, toughness. There's a toughness. He's got a great scheme too. There's a toughness that he brings and energy.
In terms of Reid and all that he brings, I guess, what does he do to unlock maybe every other part of the offense?
Yeah, I mean, listen, the guy's he's unique because of his size and ability after the catch to play physical, and so you've got some speed guys and smaller guys, and then he and Juju are kind of similar body types and game types, so the way they play their game. But he gives you flexibility, yeah. And the guys feed off of that. They love the kid, so it's a win-win either way. That's to add him into the mix.
Last one, Sren.
Coach, Matt's name is coming up. Matt Nagy's name is coming up. As a possible head coaching candidate. I'm just curious, how do you handle that in season? Is that something where people are calling you and you're taking those calls? And I know you always promote your guys, but does it come up in the middle of the week?
Yeah, they haven't. No, nobody's called, but I'm his biggest fan. So, and Spags likewise. So listen, if they have that opportunity, more power to them. But I haven't been talking. I don't talk to many people during the season. I don't read anything. So it's all. I hope he gets that opportunity for sure. Tremendous coach and person.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right.